There's so many good people in the stunt class. It's definitely a different breed than like the acting class, the acting fight class. They're a completely different breed. You got people warming up like with super serious stretches versus the acting class. They're more like dancing stretches, which are serious, but they're very different from like fight stretches or tricking stretches because those are like very intense. Because stunt people know that it's highly important to stretch properly, like as much as you can, and warm up as much as you can before these classes, or you will die. And then you've got people doing flips and twists in their warm up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is intimidating.
Oh, that's their warm up.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
and they're doing like good kicks and stuff. I'm like, my kicks aren't that good. I need to get there.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they're all like buff or fit. Even if they're not buff, they're super fit, and you can tell. I'm like, damn, okay, these people work out, or the most part they work out. They're like serious.
Yeah.
And then even all the instructors that come in, even when they're super old, they're like big, and they're clearly insanely fit. I'm like, oh my god.
Crazy.
Hmm.
We should probably sleep.
Yes. There we go.
My axe broke, so I started landscaping,
Oh,
trying to get it to move flat. But
nice.
then my shovel broke, so I'm gonna need to make a trip back to the
Yeah, grab
main
some
area to
iron
get some new
maybe.
tools.
Or maybe we can find a cave nearby and just create a new.
Well, we still have like more than a stack of iron in our
Mhm.
main supply. So I will be back shortly.
All right. And
We're making
then,
pretty good progress though
yeah,
in the area.
I kind of like the
Oh,
monotony
hey, I found
of
a
all
wolf.
this. Yep, there's a bunch of wolves around here. I just don't have enough
Bones.
bones. Yeah.
One of these nights we'll have to keep at night and fight skeletons.
Mm, yes, that's a good idea. So I talked to the uh, main instructor guy today. I asked him how to find work, like what the best way to find work is, and he said that he has a whole bunch of stunt contacts and like stunt website listing things that I should either join or post on. But the first thing he said was Stunt Reel. Get a stunt reel. And I'm like, okay. And then I asked him, so is there anything in particular you would say not to put on a stunt reel? And he said, anything you're not comfortable doing. I'm like, okay. And he said, it is perfectly fine if you have like a 20-second, 30-second stunt reel. Just have a stunt reel and put whatever
Yeah,
you're comfortable with doing on there. And that's all you need for now. So I'm going to
yeah.
email him hopefully tomorrow or sometime this weekend and then ask him about those stunt contacts or stunt listings, whatever he said about it. And then hopefully tonight we can work on making that video. It's really going to be super fast if it's just going to be 30 seconds.
Yeah, I
Especially because I
downloaded all the footage. So
especially because I don't
maybe
even
we
have
can.
that much to use. And of the footage I sent you, I highly doubt we're going to use more than like 10 at most.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's some stuff on there that I probably shouldn't put on there just because it would be scary to do and probably dangerous.
Mhm.
For instance, I'm not sure the air ram is something I should put on there because technically they told me it was a super scary machine and theirs is super like sophisticated versus a bunch of other places where they might not have a super safe and sophisticated one and
Yeah.
they've heard of people like getting their shins torn off
Oh, geez.
from it where
Well,
they step on it
I'm
wrong
not
and it
sure
cuts it down.
what an air ram is, but I'll have to check out the
Essentially,
video later.
it's like a tiny, tiny catapult. So you step on this
Gotcha.
catapult and then it launches you. So if you misstep and it launches, it can scrape against your leg and tear off. Like it's powerful enough
Ooh,
to tear off
no.
your skin and like all the
Yeah,
way
I can
down to the
imagine
bone.
because it has to launch your full body weight. So,
Hmm. So
no joke.
yeah, I may not put that on there, even though it wasn't that hard to do in class, but it's a bit scary. High falls, I might. be okay with doing, but we'll see. We'll go over it quickly today. It literally won't take long. And I was thinking maybe we would reuse this small little clip from the Ninja Warrior application. It was just me doing like the cartwheel, round off, like backflip thing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because I like that. Although I was very heavy on that, so it wasn't as light and airy as it should be in terms of movement, but whatever.
Hopefully it'll get across the idea that you can do stuff like that.
Yeah, and in the future I'll be filming myself at Jam. Because essentially
Yeah.
what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to stop paying for classes at the martial arts place and then instead redirect my money towards Jam, because that's where all the stunt people train, and that's where I need to be more so at the moment if I want to get work, is to train all that kind of stuff and have access to those open gyms and the floor where I can train. So yeah, that's the plan there. Alright, let me have a look around real quick, see what kind of things we should cut down.
Okay.
Because I really like this area because you can make it super flat. This area over here is a bit more hilly. Although I suppose we can chop down this area, it would be super flat too. How about we mark out a path to make in the future? So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
so I can cut down trees in the relative vicinity of that path. So I was thinking this way seems pretty nice, because if you come over here, it's pretty flat. It's kind of in between some hills. And then we can just go straight on.
Yeah, I think straight on is directly
shoot.
back home
Forgot about this. We should steer clear of the ravine.
of the ravine.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
man, we're gonna have to go right in between the ravine and this, like, dip that goes into a big cave. So we're gonna have an interesting path for sure. It'll be scenic.
Yeah, I mean the path can come like more up here towards the mountain.
I kind of like this path
Maybe.
though.
Yeah, okay.
This is pretty
Feel free to
straight.
mark it out.
Plus, it'll be easier to make the path because it's a bit flatter than if it's close to the mountain, because you have to get pretty close to it in order to avoid the cave. Alright, so
Damn, this area's already looking pretty good.
I'm gonna mark it out with the torches. I'm gonna chop all these trees down. Go through here. Gotta go in between. This way. Ah! Okay. Jumping over things. Oh yeah, this would be perfect, and then it would lead right to where we should put the bridge. We may need to relocate our home from this little spot we have it, because the spot we have
Yeah,
it
I
should
mean
be like
nothing's really set perfectly in stone.
maybe we can put the house on top of the hill there. We'll have to see what's over the hill, because we don't want it to be too close to whatever farm we make. There we go. So yeah, I talked to the instructor, pretty much asked him how I can get work, and he said do that. Speaking of work, guess what I got? I got
Job?
booked on a job, yes.
Oh.
Like
Nice.
officially, completely booked. Not only did they ask me if I was available, it was for the thing that never happened last week, but I guess they kept me in mind and were like, hey, we've got some more stuff. Do it this week. Like, oh, sweet, okay. So it's for the TV show. I'm not sure if I should say it on recording. Is that legal? Am I legally allowed
Did you
to say
sign an
what show?
NDA?
No.
Then I feel like
I think it's fine. I'll just say it's a Netflix show. It's a I think it's a romantic comedy. I don't know. of
But it's
some
a
kind.
show.
Yeah, it's a show. I hear mixed reviews, but whatever.
Okay. How
It's a
many
net.
seasons does it have?
I think there's two right now, so that would be filming the
Okay.
third season. So I'd be a background, of course, COVID testing on Monday, filming on Tuesday, possible callback on Wednesday, possible work on Thursday, and possible work on Friday.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
imagine
pretty good.
if I got all those days of work, and since SAG doesn't, um, what's it called? It doesn't pay any less than 8 hours of work, even if you work less or don't. Yeah, even if you work less, they pay you for 8 hours, which is awesome.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Then that would be like $500 if I didn't go overtime on any of the days, and if I worked every one of those days. And that's not including the $100 I supposedly get from the COVID test.
Nice.
That's pretty good. So I'm happy for that. And then I did my substitute teaching appointment thing today finally.
Oh,
So
it's
once things are
about
finalized,
time.
which should happen within a week, they say that I'll be able to work like within the week
It'll be
or
awesome. Then
like
you
a
can
week and
tell
a
your
half.
kids that you're working on a Netflix show.
Yeah, yes I can. And then one day man, I'm gonna have such weird stories in the future. Like, hey, I was a substitute teacher while doing stunts, and I was in these movies while being a substitute teacher, and I have a Minecraft YouTube channel and a lightsaber TikTok. So strange. Those kids are gonna not know what to do with me. All right, I'm gonna sleep now, or
Okay.
almost.
And then I'm gonna start clearing out the area like this way a little bit.
Okay, you
I'm gonna
think that's a good
expand
area?
the flatness that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah. With my like terraforming, I want to keep it like looking natural.
Hmm.
Like it could have just spawned that way, but still like giving us a lot of flat area.
I think this river connects, doesn't it? This to where we live at the moment.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So what we could do one day is just have a boat dock,
Oh, we're definitely gonna have boat docks.
and then we can just have a port here, and then a port over there somewhere,
Mm,
and then we can just have all our settlements be by rivers and have different ports.
that's awesome.
That'd be super cool. And then we just have so many roads of travel. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
we'll have different paved roads, and we can also make a railroad if we feel like
Oh
it.
shoot, you're right. We can make a railroad. We should do an underground railroad.
Like a metro.
Yeah, like a metro.
Subway.
And then
What
everything
it should be.
overground should just be the horses. And then
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking,
Oh, I have such good ideas for like designing like a train station.
it's gonna be great. And then what am I thinking? Oh right, we gotta figure out the elytra, whatever the heck that does. I think it flies. It's like a glider. I've
Yeah,
never used one.
it sounds awesome, but we can have like we can make a tower, and then
Hmm.
I guess
We can
we can
have
go up. We can just glide places.
yeah, and to get up to the towers, maybe we can have an elevator or something.
Hmm.
That way we don't have to climb up every time. That would be
Yeah,
super cool. Imagine we just fly to our locations.
that'd be so cool. We'll get there.
Hmm. And I wonder how interesting this episode's gonna be, with us just chopping things down. Got
Yeah,
some,
probably not too interesting, but
yeah, we've got some interesting stories, I guess.
hmm.
This is the part where they start learning about our lives,
Yeah.
and then they can follow along as we progress. Tell them what you want to do with your life.
Well, I'm also looking to go into the film and television world. I want to be a gaffer right now, or a cinematographer. We'll see. In terms of what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of waiting to go back to school. I'm on winter break right now. Although I've been talking to one of the friends I made at Chapman, and I'm trying to get on an AFI set doing grip and electric the first week I get back.
Ooh, nice.
Waiting for confirmation to
Ooh,
get on that set.
skeleton. Let's grab some bones.
Hopefully I do. I hear AFI is pretty crazy.
Yeah, you were talking about how their sets are really cool.
Mhm.
Man, I'm so looking forward to seeing all the different kinds of sets that exist.
Yeah.
Because it's really crazy when you walk in on a set and it's just like a whole new world, especially when it's in a sound stage or sound studio, because you're
Yeah.
literally in just a
Just walk through the
warehouse.
doors and you're
And then,
just like,
boom!
where am I?
Yeah. You definitely should try being both a gaffer and a cinematographer. Or,
I've tried both already.
oh yeah?
I mean, not professionally, but
You should try it
I've done both
professionally too.
roles on projects. Yeah.
Oh, what my the guest instructor was saying that because someone asked a really good question. He said, "What skill should people have who are going into the industry now that you wish that people had?" Basically looking
Oh,
for like things that you should work on in order to get like
good question.
a head up. That was a very good question. But he said something I didn't quite like because that means a lot of work for me that I'm not
Oh
very
no.
good at. He said, "Be a filmmaker."
Okay.
So essentially, you need to be able to make films and stuff so that you can understand every aspect of your craft.
Makes
So
sense.
if anyone asks you to do anything, you can just do it and you know how to do it because you've done it a million times already, which is annoying because I don't know how to do filmmaking things.
I know how to do filmmaking things.
But at the very, very least, I need to know how angles work so that when I'm doing fight scenes and whatnot, when the camera is moving, if they're moving to a place that is not advantageous to the choreography, I can adjust the choreography
Yeah,
and the positioning in order to make the camera work, and then they'll just love me for it.
yeah. When I get back to LA, we'll definitely work on some
Oh,
fight
definitely.
scenes.
Yeah. And if I can get a group of people too, which I should be able to, because I'm in contact with at least a few people now, or one person from the acting group who is like a super extrovert. So she has contacted like everybody. So now I can just talk into that chat and be like, "Hey, you guys want to train? Let's let's do it." So I've got an ample amount of people. You would just have
Perfect.
to somehow travel your way all the way to North Hollywood,
Hmm.
which
I'll
is
do it.
quite a distance. But if we plan it out right, we can film a lot of really good things
Yeah.
because they have great facilities there. They have nothing against filming, and then we can get angles. You'd have good actors there. You'd have stunt people there.
Kind of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but we're all learning. Like, they're not great. I'm not great. We're all trying to figure out how to make ourselves
Mm.
look good. Because
Yeah.
what one of the instructors, guest instructors, said is we are in the business of looking pretty. We just have to figure out
Yeah.
how to do that.
Yeah, although if you're all like actors and whatnot, then like in terms of like making like the physical production of it,
Hmm.
it's gonna be up to me a lot,
Oh,
it seems.
yeah. And we
Which
can
like I could
also,
probably do, but
yeah. But if we
I
get
don't
more
know.
stunt people and we do more stunt things, they'll know what angles to shoot from. Because for the
Mhm.
most part, they've done at least a few things. So,
Yeah, angles are what I struggle with. So
yeah. And that's an incredibly important part of both of our crafts that we
mhm.
got to do. Because I got to figure out how to position myself in front of the camera to make the choreography look good, and then have to adjust on the fly mid choreography. And not only that, they keep telling us to learn both sides of the choreography. So you need to know both your choreography and everyone else's choreography in case
Oh
someone
yeah.
doesn't show up on set or doesn't show up because they're sick or something like that. And you have to shoot it, so you have to switch roles. So you suddenly
Yeah.
have to do something you haven't been training for all week. And then,
That's crazy.
yep. and then you have to know how to do it in every angle too. So like you have to face multiple directions in every direction because they'll be like, it doesn't look as good like this. Face this direction. You're like, but I've been training looking in this way.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's it's rough. Uh, but I, but once you know, if you as long as you practice and stuff, when you get it down, it'll be very valuable on set. Which is why um, they have frequently told us we get paid more than pretty much every other department on
Hmm.
on set, so we need to act like it. So we need to be the most professional there. We need to be the most
Yeah.
ready there, and we need to be like perfect. We're like very, very good at what we do. We need to leave set or arrive on set on time and stuff. We have to make sure all the costumes get put back once we're done, precisely where they should be. Because apparently that's something that doesn't happen these days, even though in the past that was something that was drilled into everybody was leave everything as you found it essentially. So like the shoes are in the
And people
proper
don't do
shoe
that.
place and the costumes are in the proper costume place. Apparently not. Apparently they sort of just leave it, I'm guessing. But yeah, you have to be
That's just like a
professional.
societal thing.
Maybe sort of
Because
just
like in
shifted.
everyday life, like it annoys me if things aren't like where they should be.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
So yeah,
I'm
they
guessing they're not doing it like intentionally. They probably just didn't pay attention to like where they got it or something.
yeah, maybe or and probably they just haven't really pushed that on people as much these days, so they don't know that
Yeah.
that's something that they should be doing. But yeah, they have said multiple times to like be the most professional and be the most prepared on set because you're being paid more than pretty much everyone there.
Mhm.
So they expect you to know what you're doing. There we go. Almost done chopping my way to our station.
Are you doing the path?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It looks pretty good now. I actually really like it more clear like this.